Hey y'all, so for my next piece, I decided to do my portfolio and my about me. And so I also want to do my tutorial, and I thought the best way to do this would be with a video. So MyHistro is really easy to use, it's simple, it's free, which is great. Although the design is a little bit not as user-friendly, it just takes a little bit of playing around with it and you get used to it really easily. So this is what the sign-in page looks like on your MyHistro. And you can set up an account for free. And really your dashboard is kind of where you go to figure out how things work. So all of the things that you do in MyHistro, they're called stories. And this is how you manage your timelines. You can edit them, delete them, and you create new stories. So to make a new story, which is what you would normally do, is you go to stories and see this is the one that I made, that's my about me, and then you go create new story, and then it pulls up this very simple, very easy page. So story name, MyHistro, and there, that's it. You can even add a picture if you want to, which is nice because then each story kind of has its own image that you can display, and that's really good when you share it. But just for the general information, you only need a story name and then like a one-liner description. So once that's done, you just go to next. And then this is how the story events are managed. All of the things on the left are story events that I made for my last piece, that's my about me and portfolio. And if you want to use one of the old ones, all you have to do is drag it over and you can drop it right in there. But you really want to create a new event. So you want to push this button right here. And so the reason why MyHistro is such a neat timeline tool is because it's a timeline and it's a mapping tool. So for example, let's say you wanted to map the president's travels. You could do it over a month, a year. You could do it with pictures. You can add a description to the event, and then it's going to move automatically, but you'll see that in a second. So for the event name, test one. This is the first event on the timeline. And you can even add a photo if you want to. Just use one of the ones I used for my other thing. So that's a photo right there. You add the date. So let's just say we made it 2012. And you can even add an end date to 2013. And then you can put a location. So let's say I wanted to do LSU. Not all the locations are that simple. A lot of times you need to put in the full address if you actually want it to work. So just like for a side note, let's say you wanted to put in, a restaurant that you really liked in your hometown and you just typed in the name, it probably wouldn't work. You need to put in the full address. But, for big places like LSU, it's fine. And then when you're done, there it is. It's right there. It's got that. It's got the date on it. And so let's create like another event just to give you a good idea. So this one's going to be test 2. And let's say we made it, the year after, right? So another cool thing about this is that you can do some basic things with the text here. You can bold, underline. You can also hyperlink it. So let's say I wanted to link it to like Google, right? All you have to do is select the text, click this button, and then do the hyperlink. And you don't have to add photos to these things, but it's always nice to have a photo. Oh, see, but you have to set a location too, so you can't forget about that. So let's just say London. And so this is it. And when you're done with this, you just hit Save Story. And then that's how it works. So it's pretty simple. And the way that this thing works is that it plays the events. See? So it starts there, and that's your first event. And then after a little bit of time, it's going to travel over to your next event. But you see, if you don't put an image, it does something like this. So it's really important that you try to find some image to accommodate your piece. So even if you've saved it, you can always go back and edit it. You know, if you go back and edit it here, it brings you back to the original page where you can edit more things there. You can just hit Save Story again. And then you can go back, you can add an event. It just brings up that page right there. It makes it really simple. You know, it makes it easy if you want to embed it on a website. You can also view the story summary. Whenever you're looking at the story, though, you can always click it and you can read more. And you can go through the story like it's a slideshow too. There are also opportunities for multiple photos. You don't just have to have one photo in the thing. You can have as many pictures as you want. So you could even make this where it could be a slideshow. It's just a really useful tool, and it's very simple to use. It only takes a little bit of time to really get used to it. And it's very forgiving. So if you mess up, you can always go back and delete it. So you can go back to your home, you know, and you can just go to your stories. And if you don't like something that you've made, I mean, you can delete it, edit it, play it. You can even make a quiz. So let's say like this is the thing that I did for my portfolio. And, you know, it's really simple. It just moves you. So it moves you through the events. And it's a great thing to use if you're like me and, you know, your portfolio or your, you know, about me is taking you a lot of different places before. So it's really great. You can even move along the timeline if you want to. And when you click on it, you get the pictures. So it's just really nice. And it's a really easy tool to use. And I would recommend it for just about anyone. I think that it would be really useful for things like, you know, mapping where politicians go, you know, following a story that takes someone somewhere. Even, you know, with football teams traveling, it could be interesting just to have that and to use it as a collection of pictures. So if something's a little long, you can also read more too, which is nice. You can always add videos if you want to. It tells you where it is. It's just a really great tool.